So I mentioned a couple of videos that I was on one of the most recent Julien's auctions, and this one I believe was called Classic Hollywood. And this happened, I think it was about a little over a month ago, and I just received what I won, and it was very unexpected. I did the same list that I normally do, and it was near the middle of my list. I had numerous pieces that I was gunning for, some Elizabeth Taylor pieces, but they went way over my budget. And this one I saw was going to go at a decent price. So I bit the bullet and I did it. And now I have it in stock and I can't wait to show you. As you've maybe seen from the title of this video, it was two gowns worn by Carol Burnett and Vicki Lawrence in the famous Carol Burnett Show. Now, I've been working really hard to seam match these two gowns. Little bit of background history. Bob Mackie was the in-house designer. He's famous for being the sketch artist for Jean-Louis, who created the infamous Marilyn Monroe Happy Birthday dress that she wore singing to John F. Kennedy. He was hired on to Paramount as a sketch artist, worked under the famous Edith Head, and went on to get hired to be the in-house designer and costumer for the Carol Burnett Show. And it said that he created, I think it was about 70 looks a week, completing over 14,000 looks, and these two are included. I'm really, really excited to see them, and I can't wait to show you. So without further ado, let's jump right in.
I wanted to continue with a little bit more background on Bob Mackie and Carol Burnett. So they met in 1967 after Carol Burnett had seen Mitzi Gaynor perform in a Vegas show where Bob Mackie designed all of her costumes. And she knew that he had to be the one to design and costume the Carol Burnett Show. He's created numerous memorable looks, including what I think is the most well-known, the Scarlett O'Hara curtain dress. One of the best-known scenes, hilarious, and pretty comedic in terms of fashion and comedy colliding. He was also one of the chosen designers of the incomparable Cher, designing many of her most famous looks, including both looks she wore to the Academy Awards, one of which she was wearing when she took home the Oscar for Moonstruck.
All right, I just got my latest box in from most recent Julien's Hollywood Legends collection. And this I bought, I think it was about a month and a half ago. Have been patiently waiting for it to come in, and it has. So let's open this up and you can see what I won. So this was from the Classic Hollywood. And as you can see, pair of matching sequined red gowns from the Carol Burnett Show. Let's get these opened up. One of the many things I appreciate about Julien's is that they always pack things extremely well, so you know that it's going to be completely taken care of once it arrives. So now, ever since I bought these, I've been trying to seam match both of the gowns to see when they were worn. And here, they send you with the bid tags and any of the tags that come with it. And on the back, there is a note. Carol and Vicki marching. I don't know if that says dance, or I don't know what that says, but I think that gives a little bit of a clue as to what scene they were worn in. Have the postcard, the lot number, and this is what they have out on display if you go see it in person. So now let's get the actual dresses out and on a hanger. So here in all of its glory is this 1970s Carol Burnett gown worn on the Carol Burnett Show, and it was designed by in-house designer Bob Mackie. Now, Bob Mackie big designer for Cher. I'll put up some of his most well-known looks, but he was the costumer of the stars. He worked for Paramount starting in, I believe, 1961, and in 1962, when Jean-Louis designed Marilyn Monroe's infamous birthday dress for JFK's birthday, because he was a sketch artist for Paramount brought on by none other than Edith Head, he was hired to do the sketch for that gown. And you can see tons of sequins on black, sparkly lurex. Has a side slit going down, and you can tell that it was worn. You have little pop seams. Some of the sequins are falling off, which part of what we're going to do, mend some of the sequins just to pin them down so they don't fall off anymore. But you see the attention to detail even on the sleeves, how everything's worn. So this was the one that Carol Burnett wore. And next I'm going to unpack the matching one that Vicki Lawrence wore. This is the one that Vicki Lawrence wore, and they're both identical. Difference with this one is you'll notice that the sequins have a lot more wear to them. Now, I'm not sure if that's because this was used for another production or the way it was stored, but you can tell that more of the sequins are missing. A lot of the color has lost its vibrancy at the top and even at the bottom, so pretty uniform, but it's still really cool. You can tell that this bottom panel was added at some point. Really beautiful. So much again for watching, and if you want to learn a little bit more about this set and Bob Mackie, I will put the link to our archive post on this in the description. Now, if you've watched my series, The Archive, that I did really this past year, you'll know that these are pieces that I've been working on getting on display in the shop so that people can see these in person. It's a huge goal of mine, and I'm getting closer to doing it, but displays cost money. So this is the next best thing. But I thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. I think later this week I have a video on our latest buying appointment, which includes several pairs of hash jeans. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.